Welcome to Spelling Bee Ninja. We're dedicated to bringing you accessible and engaging educational content. Join our community of curious learners and subscribe for free to explore the stories, ideas, and concepts that shape our world. Together, let's unlock the beauty of learning, one episode at a time. Homer, often regarded as the father of epic poetry, has left an indelible mark on Western literature and storytelling. If you've heard of classics like the Iliad and the Odyssey, you're already familiar with his monumental works. Today, we'll dive into the life of Homer, examine the themes and significance of his epics, and explore the influence that his stories continue to have on literature today. Although Homer is believed to have lived around the 8th century BCE, much about his life remains shrouded in mystery. There's even a scholarly debate known as the Homeric question, which contemplates whether Homer was a single poet or a name representing a collection of oral poets. Regardless of the specifics of his biography, what unites the discourse is his undeniable legacy. His epics not only shaped Greek education but also inspired numerous poets across the ages, including Virgil in ancient Rome. Now, let's take a closer look at the Iliad. This iconic epic is set during the Trojan War's final year, focusing primarily on the Greek hero Achilles and the consequences of his wrath after a conflict with King Agamemnon, the leader of the Greek forces. Themes of honor, pride, and the tragic costs of war pour out from its verses, beginning with the evocative line, "Sing, O Muse, of the rage of Achilles." The Iliad intricately portrays the complexities of human emotions, showcasing how Achilles' anger sets the narrative in motion and ultimately affects the fate of others, particularly the noble Trojan prince Hector. Interestingly, the poem does not conclude with the fall of Troy but emphasizes the human toll of the conflict, culminating instead in Hector's funeral, thereby illustrating the emotional weight of war. Shifting gears to the Odyssey, we discover a different yet equally enthralling tale. The Odyssey chronicles the trials and adventures of Odysseus as he desperately seeks his way back to Ithaca after the fall of Troy. His remarkable journey lasts for a decade and is filled with encounters with mythical beings, such as the one-eyed Cyclops Polyphemus and the enchantress Circe. Odysseus's wife, Penelope, and their son, Telemachus, face another battle altogether, defending their home against a horde of suitors vying for Penelope's hand in marriage. At its core, the Odyssey explores themes of perseverance, cunning, and the yearning for homecoming, echoing in literary works even today. But what about the debate surrounding Homer's authorship? The Homeric question has intrigued scholars for centuries. Some argue that these epic narratives sprang from a single genius poet, while others believe that they are the amalgamation of various oral traditions shared by multiple storytellers. Supporters of multiple authorship point to differences in language, style, and themes. This fascinating debate also seeks to explore how these poems were first transcribed, possibly during the 6th century BCE, when the Athenian tyrant Pisistratus commissioned a written version to preserve these tales. Regardless of authorship, the name Homer is synonymous with epic poetry itself. Another essential component of Homer's epics is the involvement of the gods in human affairs. The pantheon of gods in the Iliad and the Odyssey is not merely symbolic, they frequently intervene in the lives of characters, illustrating the ancient Greeks' belief in the divine's active presence in everyday life. For instance, in the Iliad, powerful gods like Hera, Athena, and Poseidon support the Greeks, while others like Apollo and Aphrodite side with the Trojans. In the Odyssey, Athena plays a pivotal role as Odysseus's protector and guide. Yet, these divine entities are bound by the limits of fate, they cannot fundamentally alter the outcomes that have been predetermined. This interplay between fate, divine intervention, and human agency enriches the narratives, offering timeless lessons about the complexity of life. Now, let's consider the key heroes of the Iliad. The epic unfolds with compelling characters, each embodying different aspects of the warrior ethos. Achilles, the greatest warrior of the Greeks, is driven by pride and personal vengeance, creating a profound conflict within the narrative. Agamemnon, the arrogant commander, sets off the chain of events that leads to conflict with Achilles, highlighting the theme of honor. Conversely, Hector, the noble prince of Troy, is portrayed as the epitome of duty and familial loyalty, offering a sense of humanity amidst the chaos of war. Their stories are woven together with depth and complexity, displaying the fragile nature of heroism and the weight of personal choices. Before the Trojan War, Odysseus's cleverness and resourcefulness were already evident. As the king of Ithaca, he was known for his diplomatic skills. However, when Greek leaders called for an expedition against Troy, he attempted to avoid the war by feigning madness. He yoked a horse and an ox to a plow and plowed salt into his field, a cunning trick that failed when his ruse was discovered by the Greek leader, Palamedes, who placed Odysseus's infant son, Telemachus, in front of the plow. This fateful moment exposed Odysseus's sanity and propelled him into a conflict that would define his legacy. A key takeaway from studying Homer is the vast influence he holds over world literature. His epics served as the backbone of ancient Greek education, guiding moral and literary discourse. Influential poets like Virgil borrowed themes and styles from Homer, and his stature even led Dante to place him in limbo as the master of poets in his epic Divine Comedy. Generations of writers, including those from the Renaissance, have drawn from Homer's narratives, finding timeless inspiration in his exploration of humanity, loyalty, and the quest for identity. As we weave through Homer's influence, it's intriguing to note the term Homeric simile. This literary device describes a detailed and elaborate comparison in poetry. Homer's similes often unfold over several lines, evoking vivid imagery from nature or mythical contexts to clarify epic tales. For instance, he compares fierce warriors to crashing waves or predatory lions, enriching the narrative and providing emotional resonance. These stylistic elements highlight his mastery of storytelling, keeping listeners engaged during oral recitations long ago. The endurance of Homer's works is a remarkable facet of literary history. For generations, the Iliad and the Odyssey were orally transmitted by skilled reciters known as rhapsodes, performing these epics at festivals and competitions. It wasn't until the 6th century BCE, possibly under Pisistrates's command, that these legendary tales were first penned, ensuring their preservation for future generations. Scholars in Alexandria, such as Aristarchus of Samothrace, played a critical role in refining the texts, creating standard editions that endured through the Byzantine Empire and were revived in the Renaissance. Today, Homer's epics stand as the cornerstone of classical education, inspiring every new wave of literature and scholarship. So, what have we learned about the remarkable poet known as Homer? Through the lens of his works, we discover complex characters, rich themes, and a profound impact on literature that extends far beyond his time. Homer's exploration of human experience, conflict, and the essence of home resonates with readers and writers alike, ensuring that his legacy continues to shine brightly in the literary world. In summary, Homer's life and works encapsulate the essence of epic poetry. We've explored the depths of the Iliad, with its themes of honor and the tragic realities of war, and the rich adventures of the Odyssey, highlighting themes of perseverance and homecoming. We delved into the Homeric question and the role of the gods in human affairs, showcasing how these elements intertwine to create a captivating narrative experience. The legacy of Homer remains significant as it has influenced countless writers throughout history and continues to resonate in modern storytelling. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and works of Homer. We hope you found this exploration enlightening and inspiring. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe for more engaging and educational content. Let's keep the spirit of learning alive together, and we'll see you next time at Spelling Bee Ninja.